Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D. About to react to this Vince. Jeffree Star goes off on Trisha Paytas. Of course, he back to his nonsense. You know, people were just bigging him up like, oh, he's been, non-problematic lately. He working in his little beef market or whatever the case and selling, beef and makeup and eyeliner or whatever the case, whatever the fuck he doing in that small town. I forgot where he at. But people was acting like, he turned a new leaf and that he's cool now. No, he's still messy. And look at him now coming for Trisha. Not surprised. Let's see what he got to say. Let's watch.
Remember when Jeffree was trying to stay far away from drama by enjoying his ranch and being in Wyoming? Well, he's dragged himself back into some drama by dragging Trisha on his TikTok live recently. And honestly, he didn't even need to say all of what he did because Trisha doesn't seem like she's in a place where she even wants to be in drama like that. As she was recently pretty nice to him when she was talking about him on Tana's podcast.
What did she say again?
Jeffree Star canceled him.
Oh my gosh. I live in a different era. I'm going to say not canceled. Honestly, seriously, because I hate having beef in general or like booming things over my head. Like I would just say not canceled to be cool with everybody.
But Jeffree was not a fan of what he recently saw of her, which seemed to be a clip of her downplaying their friendship ending, saying that she didn't remember what happened. Now I have looked pretty hard to try and find the exact video that Jeffree is watching. It kind of sounds like he's reacting to a compilation of somebody putting together things that Trisha has said, and then he freaks out like he is not happy about what he heard her say and just went off on her.
You don't remember if we had beef? You don't remember how we had a falling out? Literally made up the most vicious lies about me and tried to ruin my life.
Oh.
And at the time, everyone was bored and people entertained her lies. It was so horrible for my mental health.
Oh.
And it says she don't remember.
Oh.
That's crazy. She don't remember. Oh, but she has a kid now. She's healed. No, she's awful. She's an evil person. This is crazy. She don't remember.
They started so awful to me on this Vegas trip a year ago. It's fabulous. Getaway weekend with Jeffree in Vegas, which was so over the top excited and crazy. And it was the best weekend of my life.
It was so crazy, y'all. This loaded a vlog about our trip. It was so beautiful and amazing. 4 months later, deletes it, makes up all the lies, trying to ruin my life. Y'all, this is crazy. I don't remember. You don't remember trying to ruin my life, girl? That's what I'm saying is like people just, someone said let it go. Baby, I've already let it go. I'm the one that moved to Wyoming and got therapy.
What did she say about you?
Fixed a lot of issues that I was having
Go back.
because I was letting people get to me all the time. And just because I'm passionate and raise my voice don't mean I'm angry. Baby, I can turn it up! We're doing it. You all, I'm a comedian, baby. It's just so crazy.
Comedian where?
This person in and they shit on me the first
clown, baby. Now I don't know about comedian.
Turn or felt any type of way. It was crazy. It's just very disheartening because human beings can be so awful, and to literally try to ruin my life and then say you don't remember what happened. Is this a joke, you guys? I'm literally gonna throw up in my mouth. Like I feel literally sick to my stomach. I'm so disrespected all the time.
So like I said, I could not find the video that he was reacting to, but whether or not
so he had to dig for that,
basically, that she didn't remember what happened between her and Jeffree, it just sounds to me like she didn't want to talk about the situation again. We all know it was a big deal, and it might not be a big deal to Trisha anymore, but it's clearly big enough where like they're not going to be making up anytime soon, and she still talks about him the way that she did on Tana's podcast. She talked about him in a nice way, but it didn't seem like they were about to make up. She wasn't like, oh, I love Jeffree, like, da-da-da-da, like, And with the way that Jeffree reacted to this, there's a lot to unpack. He says that Trisha made up lies about him and tried to ruin him, and I feel like that's just totally wrong. She really didn't lie on his name at all to get people to not like him. Everything that came out about Trisha and Jeffree's friendship being over came from people that were close to Jeffree first. Trisha tried to keep quiet about their falling out for a long while, and she stuck by him and Shane through their massive cancellations, publicly defending them for so long, and everyone knew that. And it got her in a lot of trouble. People were coming for Trisha because they knew that she was friends with problematic people and she didn't care. But like I said, it wasn't really her that revealed Jeffree to be a bad friend. How it all went down is, if you guys remember, back a couple years ago, Jeffree and Trisha and some of his other friends and employees took a trip to Vegas. Trisha ended up leaving this trip early, and at the time didn't go into too many details as to why she left early. But later on, one of Jeffree's former friends on the trip came out in a video exposing Jeffree and his team, saying that they were being really mean to one person on the trip behind their back, body shaming them, talking about their weight, skin skin, hair, and more. Tab, who was the friend that came out about Jeffree and his friends, felt really bad, and in his video he said that he literally messaged the person that they were talking bad about and was just like, hey, you need to know about this because these people are not your friends. They're talking bad about you once you left. Let me just let you know. And he put in his video the DM that he received back from said person, and the message read, wow, thank you for this. Believe you 100%. He said a lot of things to my face that made me feel awful that trip, hence why I left early. It is hard because I truly love him and know if I confront him, I will get backlash. You will, and ultimately, I'll be the one canceled. It was the first time I saw his true colors. I'm in the same boat though. I just hate drama. And I'm just glad you let me know. I've kept my distance since that trip, and this is just more confirmation. It sucks to hear it, but I'm glad you told me. You were so cool to me, and I'll always appreciate that. I'll reach out to Blake as well. I actually genuinely liked him, and Jeffree convinced me to not talk to him anymore. It's all so awful. For now, I'm just not going to say anything. My life is kind of awful right now, just a lot of personal stuff I don't post. So this is the last drama I need. Everyone felt in their gut that it was Trisha since she had posted a video leaving that trip early, and obviously it ended up being Trisha. And she denied it at first, but over time she began to kind of open up about things with Jeffree kind of being on the rocks, dropping little subtle hints and things like that. I don't even think they were on
Jeffree
purpose,
seemed
but
like
she just posts
he
stuff
would
on
do
videos
that.
she doesn't edit, and things just slip out, and people were kind of puzzling things together. Eventually, it all did come out because of Jeffree's wig guy, Hair by Jay. He did a live stream where he went off on Trisha, shaming her, calling her names. It was gross. But it was another person that was coming out from Jeffree's side from this Vegas trip who was admitting that they had talked bad about Trisha. And the reason why he did this was because Trisha had eventually come out with a video where she did talk further about not being friends with Jeffree anymore, how hurt she was, and she said that on this trip she had a weird experience getting a wig. Jeffree was supposed to pay for her wig installation, but because she left early, she ended up paying. She felt like she was overcharged. And so Hair by Jay, being the wig guy, was offended that Trisha was talking about him in this way and went off on her.
For 2 weeks, she said that. Look at this stupid. She's saying, I'm gonna play it again. This stupid, dumb.
And I'm just gonna cut him off right there because he says the most vile, disgusting, gross, horrible things about Trisha. And let me just add that when Trisha came out and talked about her and Jeffree and the whole wig situation, she didn't even mention Hair by Jay by name. But here he was going off on her, and the way he reacted led Trisha to feel like he was threatening her because she ended up posting a video titled Why I'm Scared of Jeffree and Hair by Jay, where she basically opened up about everything that's happened. She explained that Jeffree and those on the Vegas trip did make her feel bad, and she was trying to keep the peace for a while and stay quiet because she thought that Shane and Rylan were going to have a wedding, and them being very close with Jeffree, she wanted things to be peaceful. But she felt like Jeffree had been giving mean girl vibes on that trip, and she said that she had vented to Rylan and Shane about all this, but they still continued their friendship with him. Everyone could see just how hurt Trisha was. And honestly, she didn't even need to say anything at the time because people were mad at what Hair by Jay was saying about Trisha in that live stream alone.
What the fuck is
had
his
Trisha
wig
never
job?
posted this Why I'm Scared of Jeffree and Hair by Jay video and explained more in depth about everything that went down, people still would have been coming for Jeffree just based on the fact that they were like, you're gonna let your employees talk about your friend that way? But with Trisha's video, it added a Shane and Rylan element to it because people were like, okay, you're telling me that Rylan and Shane heard you crying and really upset about the things that Jeffree and his friends were saying about you, and they continued the friendship? Like, if anything, the only thing that Trisha's videos did was expose Rylan and Shane, because everyone already heard from Tab and Hair by Jay that clearly they were talking bad about Trisha.
We talked about your skin. What your skin looks like to this day, a whole year later.
And even though Trisha was really problematic at the time, people did feel really bad because they knew how close she was with Shane and Jeffree. And to hear that Jeffree was letting an employee shame her the way that he was, and he was going to continue to work with him, was really disappointing. And then obviously to learn that Jeffree himself had also made those comments was disappointing. And then after that, Rylan came out with the podcast, and basically him and Shane were going to continue being friends with Jeffree. And people just knew that it hurt Trisha. And it's what made the backlash against them so massive, like I said. Not because Trisha was leading the charge, but because people knew she cherished these friendships and they clearly weren't respecting her. And I think anyone, even those who didn't like her at the time or still don't like her, put themselves in her shoes for a second and could see, hey, that's not nice, and I would be sad too if my friends were talking about me in that way or not defending me in that way. And for Jeffree to say on his TikTok live that he was reacting to all this on, that he's moved past it, I don't know if he has.
But what is he talking about? She tried to ruin his life and she told lies. Where are the lies? Because your hairdresser came out and said, yeah, we was talking shit about you. So what were the lies?
Steve's reaction
exposed
was
you.
about something that Trisha is saying, like, yes, it was a big deal when the public found out that they weren't friends, and it did get him a lot of hate, but it wasn't all because of one video Trisha made. It was because of everything coming out combined. His actions.
And the other nigga with the tattoo on his neck, he confirmed it too.
Trisha really just doesn't want to remember that time anyway, and maybe that's why she's saying she didn't remember.
Yeah, she don't want to talk about it.
I'm sure she remembers that they talk bad about her. You know, that's not something that you forget. If she magically forgot that they talked bad about her, I'm pretty sure that she would have been at that ranch in Wyoming and they would have filmed a little Malibu riding a yak video or something. But there's a reason why they're still not talking, and it's probably because she remembers it. And the other thing is, would Jeffree have rather her get into everything again? If they're on the topic of Jeffree, did he want her to say, oh, I don't like Jeffree because he did this, this, and this? Like, maybe it's for the best that she said she didn't remember. Like,
she was vague about it.
That she didn't want to continue that narrative about him or something, or add to it anymore. It sounds like he would have been mad either way, but that's what Jeffree had to say on his TikTok live about her.
Fuck out of here, Jeffree. Oh, the tea is hot, child. I did not know about none of this. So all of this that happened is wild, and the fact that Jeffree is coming out now trying to reignite some drama with Trisha is so fucking lame. His little Skeletor bones was just itching to just start some drama, because what the fuck are you talking about? Like, oh, what you mean? You don't remember? You tried to ruin my life. What? Other people came out and basically confirmed that you were in the wrong in that situation. You was talking shit behind her back. What are you talking about? What lies did she tell that tried to ruin your life? What? It just seems like he's trying to start some drama. He just can't help it. And he had the audacity to be like, oh yeah, some people, you know, are just evil and they're this and that. You are talking? Are you serious? He gets on my nerves. He will never change. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Let me know what other videos you're gonna watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.